Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Two in the Cooler. Thank you guys for listening. Have to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Two in the Cooler. Check out the YouTube, full episodes, highlights, the whole shebang. Absolutely phenomenal. You're going to love it. Best way to get into the podcast. But we appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate you guys watching. Before we get into the episode today, and we've got a lot of good stuff to talk about, you know what I got to do. You know what I got to do. And I do it because I want to, people. I do it because I want to. Why make your life harder by going to the grocery store? Why do that? I hate the grocery store. It is the monkey cage. There's people, man, a woman, ran into me with her cart. She didn't even look at me. That is the kind of thing we're dealing with at the grocery store. Avoid all of that. And you never know where anything is. The aisles, I'm wandering around. Forget all of that. Make life easier on yourself and start using Instacart. Instacart is the best way to get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your door in as little as 1 hour. Oh, I forgot something. You don't have to go back to the store. Just Instacart it. And the best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $35 or more. Hit the link in the show description and get yourself that deal. Also, people, merch, teespring.com/store/Two in the Cooler. The link is in the show description. Get yourself something nice. Get yourself something classy. I know you guys are going to be doing something fun for the summer, all right? It's here. It's in full swing. We're still going strong, people. Get yourself a t-shirt. We got the logo. We got Matt Can't Read shirts, hashtag pizza tipping, and, of course, the Summerline PTP, protect the prostitutes. Got to protect your toots, folks. It's so fun to see the people buying the merch. It's awesome to see the shirts. I love the quality of these shirts. I was just talking with somebody, and we'll get into that in a second, but about how there's that one brand. We all know what it is. I'm not going to say it, but anytime some people get shirts made, they always pick this brand because it's cheap. And you know what? That's bullshit. I'm not trying to cheap you out, people. Okay, this is the quality stuff. I'm talking tri-blend material, baby. Target quality shirts. Teespring.com/stores/Two in the Cooler. Hit the link in the description. I also have to tell you guys about an unbelievable new podcast that we produce right here in this studio. It's called Schemin' and Dreamin'. You know them. They've been on our show. Go back and listen to that episode if you want to see how goddamn funny these guys are. And you have to check out Schemin' and Dreamin'. We talk a little bit about it, Matthew and I, at the end of this episode. They just put out their first one this week, their first podcast. And it is unbelievable. It is one of the funniest shows that I've ever listened to. Please check it out and follow them on Instagram, on TikTok. Check out the Schemin' and Dreamin' YouTube. They've got full episodes. They've already got some great highlights up on there. You guys, you have to watch this show. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Schemin' and Dreamin' podcast. Go check it out. For this podcast, it's just Matthew and I doing that same old Two in the Cooler jive that you know and love. So without further ado, here it is, folks. Get on into the show. Thanks for listening.
We're gonna start the show and the show is going. The show's going.
I know. I was waiting to see where your song was going.
Beep, 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 beep.
You nailed it. The perfect lyric. That's a lyric that never fails to please the crowd.
Yeah, it's bullshit that more people don't use it. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I don't think it's overused. I think we'll know when it's overused.
It's underused.
And that time has not arrived yet.
If I was a musician, I would write an entire song. Beep, 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 beep.
Which is good because then you wouldn't have to sing and people wouldn't have to hear you sing.
Beep, 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 beep.
That could top the charts. Like, that could actually get very high up, I think.
To it. If that song Friday by, remember that girl?
Rebecca Black. I was just thinking about her.
Yeah.
I think because somehow she, popped up on my Instagram feed one day.
Was she going pew, 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 pew?
She wasn't. I know, big mistake. That's why nobody even knows her name anymore. But somebody I know follows her, and I texted him. I was like, "You follow Rebecca Black?" He's like, "Yeah, man. She's doing all right. She's like got dyed hair and stuff. She did a follow-up to that song though, didn't she?
Called Saturday?
I think it might have actually been called Next Friday. I don't even think it was called
Next
Saturday.
Friday, gonna do it again next Friday.
That's probably really close to what it
That's what it
actually
should have been
was.
if it wasn't that. I have been so busy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is my time. This is the only time I have to relax, this hour or so that we're in here,
Yeah.
for like the next week and a half.
That's right. You got to go to Boston.
That's why I'm in my relax yeah.
Yeah. I forgot it. Well, let's say this is something I was kind of thinking about. Do you think you'd be good in witness protection?
Nope.
Really? You don't even have to think about it.
I was watching an episode of NCIS last night. This is all going to tie back together. I was watching an episode of NCIS last night, and it's like a 2-part episode where the director gets killed. Do you remember?
Okay. No.
Because, like, I guess something from her and Gibbs and some other guys past when they were working, like, undercover. As, like...
Isn't that what it always is?
And... So they had this new assistant director. His name's Leon. He's like the black guy who's got the mustache.
Oh, yeah. He's good.
Yeah, but like they all hate him at the beginning,
Right.
remember? So they still hate him, and they're like this investigation for the director's going on, and like the team's trying to hide it from him. And McGee is so bad at hiding information from the assistant director. Like he keeps saying things out loud while Leon is right behind him. And then at one point he's saying something to Gibbs and he's whispering, and Gibbs goes, "Why are you whispering?" And he goes, "Because I don't want Leon to hear." And Leon's standing right next to him, like can still hear him even though he's whispering. And
that's just some good classic family entertainment.
Yeah, comedy. That's comedy.
Yeah.
So if I was in witness protection, I feel like things would slip, because that's how it starts. Is he was hiding. He had known a bunch of information that he was trying to hide, and randomly he throws a piece out there just casually in a sentence, and then he realized he did it, and he's like, "Oh, shouldn't have said that."
I think that the way I would blow my cover in witness protection is I'd be like real coy about it. I'd be like, I got secrets. I'd try to make myself seem mysterious.
So, you try to make people suspicious of you.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
have no reason to be.
Yep, I would absolutely do that to try and just gain some kind of
We should
clout.
start doing that anyway. We should start
Pretending that we're in.
No,
Witness
not pretending
protection?
we're in WITSEC, but just start being like, "What are you doing?" Can't tell you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just
Sure,
being
just
real
building up
vague
the
about
mystery.
things. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
thing about
so...
shows like NCIS that blows my mind is that they're on forever, and nobody I know watches them because it's all like old people. I guess you watch them, but
Well, I
you're
watch it
watching
on
on like Netflix, right? Yeah. People watch them on regular TV, but I guess it's all old people. But here's the thing: is Mark Harmon?
Who's that? Is that
That's
Gibbs? Gibbs, legend.
He must have so much fucking money, like more than, I mean, name like I don't know, somebody like famous,
Yeah,
like
because
some kind of big
I just said
rapper
that
or something.
twice.
It doesn't matter. He has got so much more money than him, but there's no pictures of him or anything in the whatever because nobody gives a shit. It's literally the perfect gig.
I think that he's been playing Gibbs for so long that he might think he's Gibbs in real life.
That is for sure true. Yeah, I think there's definitely a little Gibbs seeping into his everyday life.
He goes to therapy twice a week because he thinks he's Gibbs.
He's got a split Gibbs.
He has
personality.
blackouts, yeah, and he's like, he wakes up and he's like, "Where was I?" And they were like, "You were just going Gibbs, man."
He wakes up and there's a bunch of just note cards with like different rules written on them. He's like,
all of a sudden he wakes up. There's a boat being constructed in his basement.
These are
then he has
deep,
no clue how he's going to
These
get
are
it out.
deep cut NCIS references, and I don't know who they're for.
The thing about it is, it's the perfect show to watch because you only need to be invested when you feel like it.
Right. It's very.
Did
You mean
hear
like
that? Could you just hear somebody talking?
it's
Oh.
there's this.
I didn't
is a
know
whole
if it was
building.
voices.
No. No, you're not. Is Gibbs with us,
Yeah,
Matthew? Is Gibbs with us
here?
right now? Am
Gibbs,
I
if
speaking?
you're here, give me a sign.
Am I speaking to Gibbs? Yeah, that's you. It's so easy to jump back into it and figure out what's going on because the same thing is always going on.
Yeah, every episode is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Somebody
But
gets
it works.
caught.
Somebody gets caught.
But that's what I mean. Then every once in a while they have, like a special, like 2-3 episodes that it's one.
Yeah.
And that's when it's like, okay, this is, you dial in, and then you can go 3-4 episodes just like scrolling, not even paying attention. And it's the same thing. It's a perfect show to fall asleep to because you instantly know what's going to happen.
I'm going to say this right now. There is no better nap than a nap where you fall asleep to like an hour-long drama.
Yeah.
Like
the best.
fuck it. Even Monk, and I love Monk,
Yeah.
but falling asleep to Monk, Psych,
Yeah.
any USA show.
We
is
can't talk
fucking
about USA
phenomenal.
shows again. We are pro USA Network.
Characters Welcome. That was
Yeah.
TBS? No, that was USA.
That was USA.
Yeah.
The thing about NBC, Andrew, I was in a bar on Sunday, and all of a sudden I caught myself like head bobbing, and I was like, "What song is this?" And I'm gonna hum it to you.
Okay.
This is all it was. There was no words,
Mhm.
but this was what was coming through in the bar, not loudly, because it was just we were there. You know what I mean? It was a Sunday afternoon. Boom, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, ba-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, boom, dun-dun-dun-dun. Boom, dun-dun-dun-dun. And I look across the table, and there was 4 other people there. And I said, if somebody can tell me what this song is the theme song of, I will give that person $100 right now, this second. And nobody knew.
That's a shame. For anybody listening that doesn't know, that is a theme song to the hit TV show Chuck. That was on NBC.
What a great fucking show.
Oh, Chuck was excellent. I want to say a little bit about that song.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real song by a band called Cake. And it's got like a bunch of other parts to it. People know the song.
Oh yeah, I did
Yeah.
know that actually. It's a long one, isn't it?
It is a pretty long
Yeah.
song. Dude, I saw at Kerfuffle, R.I.P. Alt Buffalo, but when they would do those Kerfuffle shows in the summer, Cake headlined it once. And so I went there, and it was the hottest day of the year.
I remember this.
Yeah, and I was there with Sam Phillips, enemy of the podcast, and we were just watching all of these like nonsense alternative bands. I've said it before, there was a woman literally playing the chain, but at the end of the night, Cake went up, and it made the whole thing worth it because the guy, I don't know the name of the lead singer from Cake, but that guy is nuts. He got up there and he was so aggressive to the audience. He was just yelling at everybody about how they need to put their phones down and they're dumb. And I don't know if he was going through like a divorce or something, but he was just like, I just want everybody to scream, I'm sick of you. You're sick of me. I don't want to be with you. And we did. And it was so
That's
cool.
a freeing experience, being able to yell that at the top of your lungs.
Absolutely. And I was like, I am ride or die with Cake from
Yeah,
this point
shout out
forward.
Cake.
Anybody that
A
is
pro Cake
that
podcast.
hostile towards an
An
audience that is so
Yeah,
excited to
they
see
paid
them.
to see you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are here for you.
Yeah. Did he sing?
Of course they did that song. And I freaked out because I didn't realize
is
it was
there
a Cake
actual
song.
instrument, or does he just do it?
He just does it with
Yeah.
his mouth. There's something. It's probably
That
bass
show-
or something. Chuck, yeah.
I've said this for a long time. This kind of ties into the WITSEC program. I don't think I'd be good at like witness protection,
Mhm.
but I would be a great fucking spy.
What are you talking about? But it's a kind of a very similar.
But it's, see, being a spy, I feel like you need a few things. Well, you need to be highly trained in the art of like murdering people, kind of.
Sure.
But you also have to be a really good talker.
Mm-hmm.
And I could talk to anybody.
That's true.
And I feel like in situations like that, I could easily talk my way out of that situation.
That's a good point.
And so I think if you just, I don't even need a supercomputer in my brain, but if you just gave me the rundown, you gave me a few classes, one semester with the spy school, chuck me out there.
You know what I wonder?
I don't want to be like a crazy spy. Like I don't want to like try to infiltrate like a terrorist ring.
Sure.
I'd like to be like I'd like to be a white collar spy.
Just kind of some light
spy work.
Spy work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to, go infiltrate like the black or the Pink Panthers. You know the pink
No.
from White Collar.
Oh man. That does sound familiar now that you say that.
They were like the most elusive group of the most highly skilled white collar criminals in the world. But they were a little violent too. They weren't true white collar criminals. They were also a bit murdery.
So there has to be actual groups like that.
Oh yeah.
Just like thief rings and stuff. My question is though, how do you really take yourself seriously in that situation? Like I just imagine that those people, because of how these groups are portrayed in TV, and they've all seen all this shit.
Yeah.
They must be like really, really conceited.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
If you're a criminal in that segment of illegalness, if that's your specialty, yeah, you're 100% a conceited person. You think you're the best. I feel like that is a thing, though, where you have to, if you don't believe you're the best, you're a horrible white-collar criminal.
That's true. White-collar criminals probably have to have more confidence than any other criminal.
Yeah. Like con artists. It is. Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
But that's how a lot of white-collar crime is. It's a lot of conning.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, so how many... You know how there's
Question for you.
Okay.
Would you consider Ben Gates a white-collar criminal?
That is like a step above.
He stole the Declaration of Independence.
I know. So that's
probably a white-collar crime, right?
Yeah, but I feel like that's so high level that they need a new color for it.
That's red-collar?
That's red-collar crime,
Red-collar crime, baby.
I have to show you
Put that on a T-shirt.
I have to show you a TikTok.
Red-collar crime T-shirts on sale now.
At teespring.com/store/TuneCooler. Now, so do you think that you know how in movies and stuff there's always like really good-looking like lady spies, and their whole thing is they like
even
NCIS
people. Ziva.
Yep, Ziva for sure. How many of those do you really think there are?
Oh, I don't know how many. You could tell me that any like Russian supermodel is a spy, and I'd be like, "Yep,
100%.
For sure, she definitely is."
Yeah. It just seems like such a cliche that it's comical that it would exist in the real world.
And this is the thing, because I think about this a lot of times, and this is we're going to tread very lightly on this subject because it's very like topical. But sometimes when people say things are sexist, I think to myself like, it's only sexist because you say it's sexist. The reason it's like that is because it works. Right?
Oh my God.
Think about this. Like, this is what I think about. You ever see a movie? And that's what I mean. I don't mean that in all senses. Like, you know what I mean? I'm talking about when you think about things of how they're portrayed in like TV and movies. Like, you ever seen a movie where a guy and a girl are stranded on a road and they're like, "Oh, we got to hitchhike," and they see a car and the guy steps out to stick his thumb out and the girl's like, "No, I got this," and like steps out and stick their thumb out. Like,
she like puts her ankle.
Shows an ankle. Like that works.
Okay. That's a good example.
Yes, like that's what I meant.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that really doesn't have anything to do
when
with
you are
sexism,
talking about being a spy and you're trying to infiltrate groups of high-powered men, what is probably their number one weakness?
It has to be ladies.
Attractive women.
It has to be ladies.
There you go.
That's the thing. We all see it on TV, but like
sex sells.
It has to be so effective that like of course they're using it. But do you think there are like Black Widow-esque schools where they like train all these, but also
like how to stab people with your high heel,
all that stuff. But here's the thing. Oh, okay. Follow me on this. Any type of school that would exist to create super hot female spies is run by pedophiles.
No.
No, because those schools all the time, they pick like young girls. Like they take like orphan girls when they're like really young.
Yeah.
So how do they know that those girls are going to grow up to be attractive enough to be effective at their job?
No, I don't think it's like that. I see the way that I imagine it is I imagine some like some like old master spy lady
Yeah.
can just see potential in these young girls. I don't think it's like
Sure. But how can
old white politicians like, hey, that girl would be a good spy in 15 years.
I think it might be exactly that. But would you agree?
And the reason I say no, I'm sorry, but the reason I say no is because these spies would beat the piss out of.
Eventually. But I'm not saying they like literally molest these girls. I'm just saying.
You're saying it's creepy because they hand select them.
Yes. So, but wouldn't you agree that the type of spies that we're talking about, a big component to their job is being attractive? Because that's how they infiltrate in the first place, right? They're able to be seductive.
But this is the thing is that it can be a lot of times, an attractive lady spy is only as good as her male counterpart that walks around the party with an earpiece in.
You mean she doesn't have to? What do you mean?
I mean, like, yeah, that is a big part of it, but it's not the only part of it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it comes back down to the confidence thing. Because in a sense, when you're a spy, you're conning people, right? Mm-hmm. It comes back to the same thing as a con artist or white-collar crime. In order to do anything like that, you have to have a sheer amount of confidence.
Yeah.
And I feel like regardless of who you are, half of what makes you attractive is that confidence.
That's true. Here's what I thought you were going to say, which might well be the case, is that they choose which spies go on which missions based on the attractiveness of their target.
Yes.
That makes a ton of sense.
No, not even attractiveness of their target, because a lot of them I imagine being like rich people, so they're like, you know what I mean? I imagine, though, that they definitely profile the people and select which girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
They know so much about these people. Like, oh, this guy, his ex-wife that he brutally murdered was blonde, so we'll send
so he's got a
in.
thing for blondes. Yeah. Which is crazy how that works, because wouldn't you think that he would maybe really hate blondes if he murdered her? His ex-wife?
Yeah, but listen, people do crazy things because of love. Yeah. Moving on from spies.
Uh-huh.
I got nothing.
Okay. Jesus.
No, I'm trying to think of there's been a lot going on.
I saw a pretty crazy story, actually.
Can I bring up
Please.
something else? I saw that rumor mill that the CDC might try to make fully vaccinated individuals return to wearing masks in public because of this whole Delta variant.
Yeah.
There's just no way. There's just no way.
I think it's going to be tough to convince people to go back to it.
There's no way I'm chucking a mask back on, man. I can't do it.
I think you're in the same boat as a lot of people.
I can't do it.
I don't want to do it either.
I don't even know. No, I just say.
Oh man,
I'll
tough.
be in my house for a long, long time if they try to make me wear a mask again.
Wow.
I couldn't. We did it. We did it.
Right.
And when we finally got to, think about how miserable it would be if right now everything you did again, you had to wear a mask the entire time.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you couldn't even go to the bathroom.
It's going to be impossible for people to. I think it's going to be basically impossible for them to get people to do that again.
And I don't even know what's going on with this whole Delta variant. The only place I see it is like on Twitter. Like what? Who's getting it?
But you know what?
I don't care.
It was
honestly,
the same,
I don't care.
I hear you. But it was the same thing with COVID, right? That's how it was in the beginning. What is this? Who's getting it? You know anybody that's got it?
Yeah, give me some stats.
And then that's what happened. So it's just the way it goes.
Like, after everything that's gone on, doesn't it just make you feel, even if, no matter what your opinion, doesn't even the people that are like the most opinionated on it, doesn't it make you feel just a little bit manipulated that, all these vaccinations came with the promise of a return to life? and all of a sudden the first thing they do once vaccination numbers are getting to got to where they want them to be is come up with another reason to keep things restricted.
Oh, sure.
Like, doesn't it make you just feel a little bit chapped?
Yeah, of course.
How do
Matthew,
people not?
Of course, but and they how do people not? Well, they do, but
I don't know if everybody does though.
Well,
there's people out there, Andy.
yeah, I know, but I think a lot of those people truly will feel manipulated, of course. But let's say we don't want to have to go through it again, right? So let's say it's whatever's going on. We need to put the masks back for whatever reason. You can't predict all these things, right? Of course, there was a promise to get back to life.
Yeah.
But there's a promise to do a lot of things that didn't work out. So, I don't know.
Like, my fuck you of the week is that shit. It's just that shit.
Yeah.
Because didn't all the
but it's a whole different variant.
I know, but
right?
didn't all the shit come out about too, like that, half the shit that we were doing to try to slow it down wasn't even working? Like, didn't Fauci's all those documents come out and stuff like that?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just spitting out random things.
Yeah, but let me tell you, none of that matters. The truth doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's a
fucking issue, no? I'm running for office.
Yeah, nice. Oh, man. I hope we don't get flagged on YouTube for all that. Any COVID, if you say the words COVID, they will hop in. But since we're past 10 minutes, I think we'll be fine.
Big tech is out of control. It's out of control. Didn't we talk about this the other day?
Probably.
How can they flag people for saying shit? I'm on a rant right now, and then words aren't even coming out of my mouth.
I think we have Alex Jones in the lobby. Actually, he's waiting for his cue to come in.
It's a mental. There's so much going on in my head right now. This was my relax hour. This is my decompress hour.
He's got his comfy clothes on.
I literally walked in a t-shirt and chucked on a hoodie and threw the hood up just to do this. And now I'm getting fired up. Next up on the docket.
We've officially taken down the CDC and big tech. We've successfully knocked them out of the way.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
This Dune movie.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
It's going to be fucking crazy.
Who's this guy that directed it? He directed Prisoners, I saw. I don't know much about him, though. I thought it was going to be...
I can never say his name right.
I thought it was going to be more of a big name guy. I don't know how big he is.
Oh, he's huge. He did Birdman. He did the new Blade Runner movie.
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy's
2047.
This is a big director.
The last Dune movie, too, though? Didn't he do that?
No.
Are you sure?
Matthew, first of all, of course I'm sure. Second of all, the last Dune movie came out in 84 or 86, I think.
Before then. It was called, Dune something.
No.
What's that movie called?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, the one you're talking about.
Dune.
There's another movie I was on.
So what I think you might have seen is I think the BBC or something, they did a Dune, kind of these TV miniseries. So they did Dune Messiah, which is the name of the second book, and I think Children of Dune as well, which is the third.
The Children of Dune are coming.
Excuse me. But that one from the 80s was done by David Lynch. So
Lyncher.
This movie
good guy
is going to be good, and it's going to be anybody who knows Dune knows that they're prepping for a series, and I'll tell you why. Cuz Jason Momoa plays a character named
Mason Momoa.
I can't spoil anything. But Jason Momoa's character is going to be really cool. So I got to leave it at
really
that.
Good.
But
saw the trailer.
Just so everybody knows, and I think they're even right now with the release of the new trailer a couple days ago are now referring to it as Dune Book 1 as like a subheading. So they are going to do. So I don't know if they're going to break up because the first book is separated into like 3 books internally. So I don't know if they're going to do that. I
Guess we'll
don't
find out.
I don't
when you see
want
the
that.
movie.
It's a long book and it's so fucking complicated, but I really would just like
One movie.
cuz
Like
I
one
hate
movie
when,
per book.
yeah, cuz I get it, but I hate when they stretch things out. Although on the one hand, Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix, I fucking do not like that movie because
Well, that's
shitty,
what I was going
and
to
that
bring
book
up.
is so
That's what I
long.
was going to get into next.
so
was
that's why. Yeah.
because the Harry Potter books are so detailed in comparison to the movies.
Yeah.
Which obviously most books are like that.
Sure.
But with Dune, if you're saying you would rather them try to fit it all into one movie, so you're saying you'd rather them scrap some detail.
Well,
I don't even know I don't
That's
even know
tough.
what Dune is. I don't know the storyline. I don't know anything about
It's
it.
kind
I don't
of-
want to know.
okay.
I'm going to watch the movie.
It's kind of hard to explain. It is, but so I mean, yeah, maybe you're turning me around on this point because, like, if you're comparing Dune to Harry Potter,
Because
in
what about the
complexity,
last Harry Potter movie? Think about that.
Sure.
That's 2 different movies.
Yeah, which is, but also there was a full lead up to that, right?
Yeah,
But
are the Dune books that long? Because
yeah, they're pretty long.
The book itself even have to come out in 2 parts. Deathly
No.
Hallows Part 1
oh
and Part 2?
no,
They just made the movie like that?
yeah,
How many pages was the book? Like 800 pages?
no, it was only like 5 something or 6
Tough.
something. The longest Harry Potter is Order of the Phoenix, which is like 810, I think, or 811. But so
What's that, the 4th one?
that's a fifth
Fifth
one.
one?
Comparing Dune and Harry Potter.
What are the
as
Harry
far
Potters
as
in order?
Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix,
Goblet of Fire is the one with the competition.
Half-Blood Prince, yeah, and then Deathly Hallows. Is
Order...
7.
Whatever. I don't care anymore. I don't.
But
Nope.
comparing Dune to Harry Potter, what I've been trying to say is like in complexity. This is why I might be turning around now. Harry Potter is like 2nd grade reading level. Dune is like college textbook. It's so complicated. It's so good. It's awesome. The
So
book's amazing.
that makes me think that this movie's going to suck big fat old wiener.
It's real.
It
Well,
looks really
look,
good,
It's
but
gonna be. It
how are you
might be
gonna
the
be able
most
to-
difficult book to translate to screen. But if anybody can do it, it's this guy. He turned down James Bond to do Dune. He's a fan. He gets it. He's familiar with the text. He's familiar with the history of Dune movies, which is very complicated. We won't get into that now.
Sounds like there's only one.
It depends on who you ask, Matthew. Do you really want to get me fucking
No,
started on Dune?
I
Okay,
don't.
good.
I
know
clearly
you
said
don't. I
about
know
2
you
minutes
don't.
ago that I don't care anymore.
Well, I'm not listening because we're talking about Dune, okay?
Dune can
And that's
suck
my
me.
wheelhouse, baby. Fuck you. Don't say some shit like that. Dune is amazing.
Dune
is
can. I hope the movie's good, but like whatever's going on over here can come over here and suck me because I don't care anymore. I wanted a quick answer, and it turned into the
There's
history
no
of the Dune.
because there's no quick answer, Matthew. It's why the book's so good. I urge everybody to go and read the book. When you start reading it, block off a chunk of time. The first time that you start to read the book, you have to at least read the first 50 pages because you're going to have no fucking idea what's going on. I know that's a lot.
Good selling
but for the
point.
love-
That's a really good selling point. Read this book. You're not going to understand it. It's sick. Oh, and it's like reading a college textbook.
No, it's not like reading a college textbook,
Yeah,
but it's
I'll get
very
right to it.
complex. So comparing them. The thing about Dune, why you're not going to understand it. This is why it's a good thing that you're not going to understand it in the beginning. And I know that you're not a reader,
Me on my way to read Dune.
but the book does not present any easy information. It leaves everything up to you. You have to figure everything out for yourself. It is such a
That is the
proactive
worst.
reading. It's awesome.
That is the worst type
It's
of reading.
so phenomenal. It's like those choose your own adventure books.
That sucks.
It's not exactly like
How
that.
do you write a book that has a set storyline that you can compare to? That makes me.
It's not like. But what I'm saying is,
No.
it's so immersive because
to
you're
me,
figuring
what
it
sounds
out.
like is there's a lot of things that are left up for interpretation. That's
In
what.
a
That's
sense.
kind of
Well,
what your point came
not-
across as.
Well, interesting.
Or you're
'Cause that's
saying
not
that you
really
have to
true.
like you read something and the information's in there, but it's up to you to realize it's in there.
To connect the dots. You're not hunting for it.
That's so
but
much
it's like,
work.
So you read something on page 10, let's say, right? And then like they're talking about some character doing something. And then on page, 70
Fake down.
you'll be with that character they were talking about, and he'll be talking about his plan, and we'll go, oh, okay, so this is what they meant before, and that's why this is happening.
Which is how I actually really like. I like movies like that. That's how Prisoners was. So I'm glad the same guy's directing this movie.
That's excellent. Then, yeah,
that's a great fucking movie.
It's gonna be good.
There's a few things in Prisoners though that. Have you seen that movie?
No. It looked so intense, and sometimes that turns me off to movies. I like to have fun.
There's so much in that movie, and I've watched it a lot of times.
Like a serial killer?
What?
It seems like a movie a serial killer would watch a lot.
Because there's so much that doesn't make sense, and you try to put it all together. Like the first time I watched it again right after.
Mm-hmm.
It was back in the on-demand days, so I only had it for 24. So I was like, I don't understand what I just watched, but it was sick. I have to watch it again. And so that makes me again think that this guy's good for Dune, because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're really gonna have to try to piece that stuff together. Which I like movies like that.
I think so. Like I said, it's maybe the most difficult book.
Dune,
to translate
brought to you by
movies,
Flex Seal.
They'd be lucky to get a Flex Seal sponsorship.
Last episode, I couldn't see your face the whole time.
I know, I was behind that monitor there.
I missed it.
Thanks. Now you got him full view.
I don't know.
Oh my God. You're getting too comfortable now.
Yeah, that was the worst thing. Like, people who are listening at home, are like, what was that weird dead silence? It was me falling asleep.
Yeah.
Fakely. Because all I can think about now is Andrew talking about Dune.
You
think it's easy to fall asleep to NCIS? Try falling asleep to Andrew talking about Dune. You'll be out like a light. Best sleep of your life.
If anybody wants to call me and talk about Dune, I'm always down.
If you have a desire to call Andrew and talk about Dune, you should probably first call your therapist and make sure it's a good idea.
I completely agree.
Boom. I love that show. It's such a cool idea. His best friend / roommate, who he thought died and he got kicked out of school, it was actually all... Don't want to ruin the show. Watch Chuck.
Yeah, watch Chuck. You learned that in like the first episode, though, basically.
Not what I was about to say.
Oh, that's right. You were about to spoil that.
Boom. What else we got on the docket today? Let's see. What have I... Yeah, I just want to take a nap. I've been freaking busy, man.
Yeah.
Been real wound up out here. I don't know. Like my brain is
That's okay.
soup.
That's okay. Just relax.
I can't now because all I can hear in my head is
So I saw this story yesterday that I thought was interesting. This woman in Texas is going to jail for having sex with one of her students. The student is the one that turned her in, and he turned her in because she gave him a bad blowjob. Take it all in.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I just think that's the funniest thing in the world.
It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I've nothing in my head. All I can think is like, what subject is he going to bring up next? Because I don't know what to say about this.
There was a quote from the kid that said, if you want to do something like this, just make sure you're not all teeth in the bedroom. And now this woman is going to jail. I mean, it's a Florida story through and through. That's
Florida.
just the
She's from
funniest thing I've
Texas,
ever heard.
though, in this case.
No, Florida.
You said Texas.
Well, I meant Florida.
Okay, that makes more sense. Now, yeah. See, since it's Florida, we can talk about it. I thought you meant Texas. Now, I just think that Florida people are going to do what Florida people are going to do.
Uh-huh.
And anybody who tries to stand in their way, not a good idea. If you ever wanted to secede from the Union, like South style, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You could be anywhere. If you could get Florida on your side, you'd be laughing to the bank. People in Florida are crazy. Guys in Florida are crazy. Like Bayou people are crazy.
Yeah, Bayou people are a special kind of people.
Yeah.
Because
And that's not
will
mean
eat-
to Bayou
no,
people.
no.
They just wrestle alligators and shit for fun.
Yeah.
And they live practically outdoors in areas where like every living thing besides you is trying to kill you.
They live
And
like
they're just
Bobby
like, yeah.
Boucher's mama.
Yeah.
She's a Bayou person for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time Bayou.
Big time Bayou.
Down on the Bayou. Isn't there a song about Bayous?
You would know it, but I
There's a
do
song
not.
about Bayous.
There's probably a lot of Bayou songs. Old Bayou Tales.
That's my
Damn.
banjo.
Down
on the bayou. We're down on the bayou.
Another hit. Another classic.
Look at these shoulders. I have a question for you. Actually, something we haven't brought up yet. I don't think since it started is your new look.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You've reinvented
Well,
yourself.
this is the second week in a row that I've worn a baseball jersey on the podcast. Here's the thing. I love baseball jerseys.
I have a question for you though.
Okay? I just want to make
Okay,
it
go
clear.
ahead. Yeah, do your thing.
I don't know anything about baseball.
Because baseball is very boring to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I watch almost any sport you put on. I'll watch anything.
Yeah.
Baseball to me, with the exception of if you're live at a game,
That's the thing. In person, it's
is
awesome.
so just boring.
Mm-hmm.
And they take away everything that's fun in it.
Steroids, you mean?
Spider tack, everything that makes the game more difficult. I mean, baseball is hard, don't get me wrong. Like I
Yeah.
have never played baseball. I've never attempted to hit a baseball from a live pitcher. So I'm not saying I'd be good at it. But everything that adds excitement to baseball, they're like, I guess Spider Tack does the opposite, though, because it makes pitchers better.
What is that?
It's like
some
sticky
kind of
stuff
sticky
that they would
stuff
put
they
on their
use?
fingers, and it would increase the spin rate of a baseball.
Right.
But like that shit's kind of cool, too, though.
Yeah.
Guys just throwing like breaking balls just like 85 miles an hour. Like,
Well-
how is anybody ever going to hit that?
Well, baseball
not.
really has not had a revamp since the creation of the MLB.
Which was a long time
long
ago.
time
A
ago. I
long,
wonder
long
when-
time
I
ago.
wonder when it did start.
In a
Because
galaxy
people,
far, far away.
it must have been in the
Naboo was
1800s,
under
right?
attack.
That is a classic Weird Al
Classic.
song. Weird Al,
He was somewhere around here in concert. Do you remember that? And I was like, we should go see Weird. Was he at
My-
Art Park?
he was
He
at
Art Park.
Yeah, he was at Art Park. It is my biggest regret that we did not get ripped out of our minds and go see Weird Al that night. I think about that at least once a month. How deeply I regret not
We
going
were
to see
going
Weird
to
Al.
go, too,
We
weren't we?
we said we were gonna go, and then that week
We just didn't
it
go.
just didn't happen,
We do that with a lot of things.
which is fucked up.
It's so easy to say that you're going to go do something before you have to go do it.
Yeah, I'm
though.
done. I'm done doing that.
Yeah, I'm done doing stuff.
And I'm done not doing stuff.
Want to know what I really want to do? And this is a sneaky shout out. You went and saw Brookhaven the other night,
Yeah.
and
The other week, I think.
yeah, I want to go see them play so bad. I was talking to my roommates about it, a couple of my friends, and I was saying, like, I want to go see them play. And they're like, that's crazy you say that because they were talking about, one of my roommates was talking about how a while ago, like pre-Panny, he went and saw some of the Ivy League guys perform.
Yeah.
That's how it came up. And I was like, oh, man, like, that's cool. We had the Brookhaven guys on. I really want to go watch them play. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I want to do that too. So next Brookhaven concert, I will be there. But I really want to go see them
Well,
play.
You might be able to go. I don't think I can go.
Maybe not the next. The
Well,
next one.
because the
that
next one is the day of my engagement party.
Well, I'll be there.
Yeah.
So I guess
So probably not. But
What's
I don't know
the deal
what
with
time they're
that?
going
Open
on.
bar? I don't know how engagement.
Yeah, I
parties work.
assume. I'm not. I don't know.
Let's go.
But so yeah, I went to see Brookhaven a couple weeks ago because I'm not usually in town like on the weekends, and I was for this Friday night. And
last Friday night.
I mean, if you're listening to this, go listen to their episode. We had Cody and Chris on. They're funny as fuck, but holy shit, Matthew, they were so goddamn good. I went with enemy of the podcast, Sam Phillips, and we got there, and they started playing the song, and Sam looks at me and he goes, "This is just good. Like, this is just really good." I think I posted something about it recently. Literally best live show in the city, like without a doubt. It was so awesome, and they did this one thing. I don't want to like blow up their spot, but they had this one. They did this like one song that's not out yet or anything, and it was unbelievable. No, I like
slight tingle going on, kind of.
Oh my god! I mean,
6 to midnight.
6 to midnight.
Yeesh!
I'm talking 6 to midnight. That's how this song had me
That's
feeling.
my name on Activision, by the way, Call of Duty.
But God, it was so good. They're playing some. Well, go look. Go.
Yeah,
I guess
go ask them.
Go on their Facebook.
That reminded me of something. I play Call of Duty with my friends a lot, and I am so fucking bad at it. Like, I am horrible. I get on feeling confident every single time I play, and I'll sit down and play for like 4 hours, and the last like 3 hours and 45 minutes are just me getting my cheeks clapped, just on repeat, boom, 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 being so bad at it that I get off thinking like, I can't believe I still play this game. I'm so bad at it. It's embarrassing every time I do. And then the next day I'm like, yo, who wants to play Call of Duty? And then I just get shit on again. I just want to throw that out there in case anybody thought that I might be good. I'm not. I'm horrible. I am the worst. I used to think maybe I was just in like,
me.
yeah, well, the worst person that plays regularly.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it at all.
I'm honestly kind of glad that I was always terrible at video games.
See, I'm not bad at video games.
I am bad at video games. That's what I'm saying.
Bad at Warzone. I was even pretty good at like, but I never. I'm just bad. I'm just bad.
Like even like racing games, any kind of video game, I'm terrible at. 2K at one point I was all right at. The only game that I've ever been good at is Galaga, the arcade game where you're a spaceship. High score at Fuddruckers. High score somewhere
doesn't
else
exist anymore, so it doesn't count.
That's true. It's look, points are on the board, kid. I don't know what to tell you. That's the only game that I am good at, and it doesn't even matter.
My thing is I was never able to. I like to play video games, but you know how some people they like them so much and they want to get better at them, so they practice and stuff like that. I don't ever want to practice video games.
I agree, but we're at a point now where that's a lucrative idea.
I saw a kid yesterday at the mall, had to be about 7, and it made me, in my brain, something clicked. Because I saw a kid yesterday at the mall, about 7, with his mom, and he was wearing a gaming team jersey.
Wow.
And I was thinking, like, kids used to wear sports jerseys.
Well, they still
Not
do.
that they still do. Yeah. But you would have never seen a kid wearing a gaming team jersey.
Well, you would have seen him, but he would have been in the middle of getting his ass kicked by everybody else.
And now it's just, like, that's a thing that a lot of people do.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that being a streamer or any kind of content creator, I seriously think that's going to end up being the only sustainable job, and everybody's just going to try to do it because...
The only sustainable job in the world.
Well,
what do you
aside
mean?
from, like, engineers maybe. But
everybody's going to have to create content?
Yeah, I really think so. Because that's the one thing that robots can't do is...
spit
do
bars
something
like this.
is exactly.
Dun, 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 dun. Robots probably can do almost everything
well,
that I've done this
robots
episode.
can do,
Yeah.
but
Not better than me, though. Their shoulders don't go like this.
well, we're working on that. At
Yeah.
Boston Labs is working on that right now.
So,
The shoulder, but I think about this all the time. I really think that content creation is really because it's really going to be the only sustainable career for a lot of people, and for better or worse, a lot of people. Well, for worse, I think maybe a lot of people are also seeing it that way. It's kind of like how some kids think that like their only option is to like get really good at sports if they want to make any money. It's kind of like that is what's happening right now.
kids these days are obsessed with YouTube. I didn't realize how obsessed. Like, YouTube is, before, whatever. YouTube. Fuck, I was going to say something and now I can't. What were we talking about?
Content creation, kids love YouTube, video games.
It was really
YouTube.
worth me saying.
Yeah, for
Fuck.
people that don't know, I mean, YouTube is
Should've never
YouTube's bigger
spoke
than.
up about YouTube. They erased my memory.
Oh, you didn't want to talk about YouTube?
Oh, it was something else.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Yeah, I can see. Well, YouTube is massive. YouTube is bigger than Netflix. It's bigger than any streaming service. And young people love YouTube. Like babies watch toy review videos, right? Anybody below a certain age, YouTube is what they watch. They're not even watching The Office on Netflix as much as, someone your age or something like that.
The Office is not on Netflix anymore.
You know what I mean?
I know. I can't think of what I was going to say.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't even know what it was about. When you have, so when you're thinking of saying something and then all of a sudden you start to forget it and then you're like, well, if I can just remember kind of what it was about, I'll remember. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, now your whole memory's gone.
Yeah.
That's what just happened. It was, I don't know. I'm very mad about that.
Video game jerseys.
Video gaming, YouTube.
No idea.
The thing is, I feel like it was related but unrelated at the same time. Whoops.
Engineering.
Robots.
Robots. Shoulders.
Wish it was about shoulders. I don't know. Maybe I'll think of it. Who would win in the week time?
Yep, we better get into it.
This week's Who Would Win of the Week
It's a magical battle.
is Harry Potter versus the Fairly Odd Parents, Cosmo and Wanda.
Correct.
Little 2v1 action here. I wish I could remember what I was going to say, but we're past that. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Andrew.
So do you remember...
No.
I guess that makes sense. But for everybody else, way back when, we did Who Would Win that was the Cromwells versus the Sanderson sisters.
Yeah, I remember that.
And a big part of my argument in that was that the Sanderson sisters have a very kind of complex type of magic where it requires rituals and time and ingredients and things like that. And the Halloween Town, which is the Cromwells, aside from some of the stuff we see, most of it is like snap your fingers, you do whatever you want. Harry Potter is also kind of a very light form of magic. There's not really a whole lot you need to do. Aside, you just need to say words and then something happens. So that's pretty loose. But there is no looser magic than the Fairly Odd Parents.
They just turn into shit.
Oh, yes, that's another great point. Harry, so even if you wanted to turn into, like a dog or something in Harry Potter, you have to become an animagus, which is like a big government
Peter
process. Peter Pettigrew,
style.
yeah. And I don't even know what it entails. Some kind of, probably a lot of like bullshit.
Sirius Black is a wolf.
Sirius Black, he's a dog.
He's a wolf.
No, he's a dog.
A black dog?
Yeah. They have black dogs.
He looks more wolfy to me.
Well, he's a big dog, but he is a dog. Who read the books multiple times?
Yeah, he is a dog. You're
Yeah,
right, but he
yeah.
looks more wolfy.
Well, because he's big.
He's a very shaggy black.
Yeah,
wolf dog.
he's a Tim Allen shaggy dog.
He's a wolf.
That's just incorrect.
Yeah, because literally but hear me out though. I know
Okay.
he's referred to as a dog, but
Yeah.
hear me out. In that movie, Prisoner of Azkaban,
Mm-hmm.
Snape, when he takes back over the class from
Lupin.
Lupin, and they're talking about werewolves versus whatever they're called. What are they called?
Animagus.
Yeah,
whatever.
animaguses. He
Animagi.
says like you can like the thing about like a wolf person is you could be like an animagus, or you can be a werewolf, which is only triggered by the full moon. So that's why they're having that conversation right before that happens in front of their eyes. So that's why I guess I just assumed that he's wolf dog. Because aren't wolves kind of dogs? Aren't wolves and dogs like cousins?
All dogs are descended from wolves. That's true. Because what happened
So then
was,
I'm right. I am correct.
well,
What happened was
we're not monkeys. You know what I mean? It's like that.
yeah, but you saying that is making the claim that you know for a fact that we are descendants of
Sure,
primates.
but let's just say for argument's sake that we are. It would be the same situation as wolf to dog.
No.
Yeah, of course, Matthew.
Because you can have a wolf dog. That's a thing. You couldn't have a human monkey. There's no human monkeys running around.
I'll send you some photos.
No.
I saw this one monkey,
no.
Matthew, and it scared the crap out of me because
Was
it
his name
looked...
Caesar?
No, I fucking hope not. Planet of the Apes. Some
All
scary
right,
shit.
back to the Hoodwin of the Week. Here's my thing. Cosmo and Wanda, you're right. They have a loose power to do virtually anything.
Mm-hmm.
But their powers are very lighthearted. You never see them do anything bad to people. Whereas in life or death situations, Harry Potter has the ability to use dark magic.
Right, he could kill someone.
And I don't know that Cosmo and Wanda have it in them to kill somebody. Or like even have the ability to perform, because even when they turn into animals or whatever, they have control over themselves. They're not like
Werewolves.
werewolves where
Yeah.
you don't. Like they're like animaguses or whatever, like
Yes.
we're saying. So
Except so much
even if they were
easier than that.
Yeah, but so even if they were able to turn into something bad,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, and I don't even know how bad they can go, but like for example, I think I've seen him turn into like a lion, Cosmo or something.
Right.
But even then, I don't think that he's going to rip up Harry Potter limb from limb.
Well,
And also, Harry Potter could do a spell that turns Cosmo and Wanda from whatever they are back into Cosmo and Wanda.
I wonder if Cosmo and... You know what I will say is that in Harry Potter, they do teach classes about deflecting magic and stuff, blocking magic, protecting
Yeah.
yourself. I don't know that Cosmo and Wanda have the ability to block magic.
They
I've never
don't.
seen it.
I don't think they do.
I will also say that while Cosmo and Wanda, like I said, their style of magic is very loose, we do know for a fact that the whole fairy society is run by a very strict set of laws referred to as Duh Rules, that big purple book.
Yeah.
Remember that? So,
But don't they break the rules like all the time?
yes. So I think, look, my guess is that
But I also believe they do have a run-in with like an evil fairy at some point. In the
there
show,
are
don't they?
some there
Bad
are
fairies.
some evil, they're called like negative fairies or something like that.
But they are not bad fairies is the thing.
Right.
So here's what I'll say. Did you have another point?
Well, just my guess is that killing is probably against
The
the
rules.
rules. Yeah.
I would say it definitely is.
Yeah.
They are going to put up a fight because there's two of them.
And
They work
strong.
they work in such a chaotic fashion
Right.
that it's, Potter's, it's not going to be a tap in for Potter. But my number one argument to this, and it may sound a little cheesy, but if Voldemort can't kill Harry Potter, then Cosmo and Wanda can't kill Harry Potter.
Well, that's different.
It's not.
Because Harry Potter had the magic of love put on him by his mom that was specifically tailored against Voldemort. So,
But
also,
he was still powerful enough to fight Voldemort.
but here's the thing. In like wizard duels that we see, it's two people standing. Every single one is just two people standing in front of each other, pointing back and forth. Like you said, Cosmo and Wanda, they're whirlwind, man. And they're working in tandem. They're crazy.
So it's going to be crazy, and that's why I'm giving them a chance. But like you said, they have no ability to deflect magic. So Harry Potter can do a lot of just wrist flicking and chucking them back.
But he can't hit them both at the same time. And whoever he hits, the other one would be able to, I think, dispel whatever he just did.
Well,
to
I
the
don't
other
know
fairy.
if that's necessarily true in the sense that it depends on where they are. If they're coming at him from opposite sides, I suppose he couldn't do it at the same time. But I think that he could. I think that he could take both of them. And I still come down to the point is Cosmo and Wanda can make things appear, they can turn themselves into things.
They can create things,
Yeah.
right? They could certainly make a grand piano drop on top of Harry Potter. I mean, he might end up popping through it with a bunch of piano keys in his mouth like
Yeah.
teeth, but it
But
would
I think
it would
that-
fall on him. And
See, but I think that that's where Harry Potter would use his magic. I don't think that Cosmo and Wanda would. Two things. One, I don't think that they would be able to themselves physically harm Harry Potter. They'd have to, like, they can't use a spell to do it. They'd have to create something to do it, like a falling piano, which I think gives Harry Potter the opportunity to have to worry about them both buzzing around less than we think. He just has to focus on whatever they're sending his way.
But you know what? Not only can they turn into animals, they can conjure animals. So they could conjure a herd of rhinos.
Yeah,
if they
but
wanted
I
to.
don't think that rhinos. I mean, Harry Potter is in tune with stuff like that, though, like animals and stuff. You know what I mean?
What?
Not in tune, but wizards and wizards and witches in general have the ability to kind of like feel energy through animals. Like, I think that a rhino wouldn't necessarily want to kill Harry Potter.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Not all the time.
I don't think so.
What about, like,
I know you're referencing Buckbeak, right?
That's one example.
That's different.
But
also, these are magical creatures.
But also, I think that I don't know this. I think that Harry Potter could whoosh away a thing of rhinos, like not make them disappear, but like
redirect them,
steer them going away from him with some type of force field, wand, zippity doodah spell, or he could
apparate, disappear.
Wingardium Leviosa them. He could
all the rhinos.
He could Wingardium Leviosa a pack of rhinos.
If you were to Wingardium Leviosa a pack of rhinos, that's all you'd be able to do for that day. That would take. You have any idea the kind of physical toll that takes on somebody?
I was going to say this though, is that that's how the fairies work too. Though I think that yes, they have a limit to their like energy levels in which they can do magic. So I think the same goes for if they were to send a whole pack of rhinos at him. I think that would be them for the day. So I think given that, I think that Harry Potter, yes.
No, that wouldn't take as much out of them.
Large cake, giant shake. That's a day's work right there.
But they do. But large cake, chocolate shake, mousse, clappa juice, Matthew.
No, but that's all over the course of time.
No, it's
That's
not.
Yeah.
It happens in the intro.
Yeah.
Dune,
Okay.
dune, it
Yeah, but
happens in the span
everybody
of that
knows-
time.
Everybody knows that unrealistic things happen during theme songs.
That is not a time jump situation. The Fairly Odd Parents theme song.
That's laying out an example of all the different things that they can do, not all the things they can do at once.
But they do them at
In the
once.
theme song, not in the show.
Yeah, they do. They do
No,
all.
no.
But that is really easy for them. The type of magic that, like, weighs on them is like. Well, I guess it would have to be dispelling a charm, which could be tough.
I don't
in
think
this
they can
case.
do that. They can't
Right,
deflect
right,
magic. We
right.
had that conversation. So because they can't, whereas Harry Potter can, I think that gives them instant advantage. And Cosmo and Wanda themselves, again, wouldn't be able to harm Harry Potter. They would have to use other things to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that opens up a window for Harry Potter because he doesn't have to fight them as much as what they're throwing at him. So it makes it almost more of a like a fair fight, in my opinion. I just think that.
But let's say you're Harry Potter, and you've got these two fairies in front of you, right? You are focusing on them, no matter what they're conjuring, because I don't think they really understand each other, because their types of magic are so different, right?
they definitely don't understand.
So if you are Harry Potter and this is who you're fighting, that's who you're focusing on. That's what you're worried about. And I think it's very, very easy for Cosmo and Wanda to do all kinds of different distraction tactics. I think they'd be able to get Harry Potter pretty easily because even in deflecting charms, he can only deflect those one at a time. He's only got his wand. And we also know that wands are not invulnerable. His wand, several wands break throughout the Harry Potter series.
you would have to take. If you could take. But do Cosmo and Wanda, I don't think, have the ability. They'd have to, kind of create / conjure something to de-wand him. I don't think Cosmo and Wanda could de-wand him.
Oh, I think that's something they actually could do. Because they can, I think, defend themselves through not defend themselves in the way of killing him, but they can defend themselves in the way of getting rid of his weapon for sure. That's way more passive. I think
the bottom
that's possible.
line for me, and this is something that we always talk about when we do the Who Would Win of the Weeks, is I don't think it's in Cosmo and Wanda's nature to go out there and kill Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Which a split second is all Harry Potter. A split second is all anybody needs. If somebody's gonna hezzy, and you jump on that hezzy, I mean you're not. Harry Potter is the most powerful wizard. He's Harry Potter. Not necessarily most powerful.
Not more powerful than Dumbledore.
Yeah. Have you seen that theory that Hagrid would have been the most powerful wizard of all time, but he couldn't?
No, but that's sick.
Yeah.
I don't know if
that
that makes any sense. But yeah,
I read a thing, and it was This is one. I mean, this is one of those ones where it's just a difference of opinion based on inference.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Harry Potter. I just think that he has such a darker side to him that he would be able to kind of, play with fire and kill them, whereas they would, toy around a little bit more, and it would give Harry Potter the opportunity to just Avada Kedavra or whatever. Both of their asses. What is it called?
Avada Kedavra.
Avada Kedavra. Nevada, Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, them to death.
I'm gonna pick Cosmo and Wanda actually for this one. I think that
surprise.
Well, I think that because like you said, we do see them break the rules in times of great stress. And I think that especially if one of them gets in a really sticky situation where it looks like maybe Cosmo's life is on the line, right? I think something can kick into Wanda and she can take care of business. That and the fact that they can conjure anything, so many distractions against Harry Potter. I don't think he's got any way of defending everything that these guys can throw at him. It's Cosmo and Wanda.
I'd like to see it. Daniel Radcliffe, if you want to come out of the woodwork, he just turned 40, I'm pretty sure. That could be a myth. Maybe it was 30. He's old.
Well, when did the first movie come out?
2002.
And he was 11 when that came out.
So he's got to be 30 something. I don't know. Let's look it up. Was he really 11, though?
Yeah, he was. He actually was.
How old is Daniel Radcliffe?
He's got a show on TBS that's been going for like
32.
3 years. It's
Yeah,
good.
32. Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
If he was 11.
Yeah, it's all coming together. He's doing a press tour. Could happen. We could get him. Everybody DM Daniel Radcliffe. Tell him,
Hey, Daniel, come on the show, mate.
That's
I don't
all
know
right.
what that was.
I thought it was a little... I didn't really know what that was either.
So we got shit to do. We got to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you, though?
Yes.
Well, vote on the who would win.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Vote on Friday on Instagram, Clubhouse on Friday, 4 p.m., Andrew Canada. Check that out. Let us know. Harry, whatever. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Well, you have to get out of here because you've got your first ever roller hockey game.
Yeah.
You excited about that?
I am. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And I still have more than that to do today, as you know.
It's been a long day for everybody. We got a lot to do.
And I don't know if I've had a sip of water today. I've had a large coffee, and I've had a Mountain Dew Baja Blast, which is just the worst things that you can put in your body.
I am so bad at drinking water.
See, I'm usually really good at drinking water, but I'm saying I haven't stopped moving.
Yeah.
You know this.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm
Like,
telling you stuff you already know.
when I'm
Whoops.
editing shit all day and like fucking emails, all that stuff, I just forget to drink water. I feel like because, you know.
See, I usually drink water. I don't really drink a lot of caffeine. And I've drank a lot of caffeine today. I know. You drink too much caffeine.
Yeah.
So, I had one more thing to say. Oh, I don't know if this was on your docket of things to bring up. I guess I didn't ask you if I should bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. We're about to get out of here. So thank you for listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
We always appreciate that. If, people that are listening to us are probably podcast people, right?
Yeah.
So I think we should put some people on to a new podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Scheming and Dreaming Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Ben and Jake. They've been on our show before.
Yeah. We should have them back soon, actually.
Yeah.
Like next couple of weeks.
If you've never listened to them talk, they are two funny bastards, and they just rant off each other.
I don't know if the day we're recording this is the day that their first episode came out. We produce it right here in this studio, so I was here with them when they were recording. This is the first episode of their podcast ever. Ben gives out his social security number. He gave out his social security number in their first episode. They are the funniest fucking guys.
That is like the worst idea ever.
He told God.
Well, didn't he give his social security card to somebody once?
No, he gave me his health insurance card, and I had it for months. But they tell some crazy stories in this first episode. They're blasting hot sauce, 1.2 million Scoville hot sauce the whole episode. There is, even if you're not going to watch, even if you don't want to listen to the full thing, there's a YouTube clip on the Scheming and Dreaming YouTube channel where Ben, he talks about some of these schemes. And one of these things, Matthew, is God, I don't want to spoil it, but you have to listen to the story. In high school, he would go into the teacher's lounge and steal all their lunches every day. And the teachers all thought it was each other. And he walks you through it, and so much. It is that podcast. Honestly, look, I
No,
hate to be
don't
this
say it.
aggressive, but you're a fucking moron
say
if
it.
you don't listen to
You
that
said it.
show. It's so those guys are so
Those
funny.
guys are really funny. So
scheming and dreaming.
Scheming and Dreaming.
Check it out.
Check them out. Other than that, just Andy and I in the episode today. We were just hanging out.
Yeah.
As we said, we're freaking busy as hell. But back on schedule next week because we're recording a little early this week too. So back on schedule next week. Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, Matthew.
Finger guns.
Thanks for listening. Oh, that's it right there. That's the stuff.
All right.